start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Annado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, the doctrine of Traita originator, Hindu virtue donor, sensational writer, the emperor of spiritual kingdom, the author of more than 100 divine holy scriptures, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwarulu. So in the last session, we came to know that there is a much difference between the murder and the suicide. So due to unrighteousness in the people, they started calling in the reverse order. So we came to a conclusion, and we came to a scientifically true thing that when a person kills another person, that is actually called suicide, and when a person kills himself, it is called murder. So here what's happening is, we have come to know that the mortal soul and immortal soul both are living inside the body. So when the death to whom the death is coming, based on that we decided whether it is a suicide or it's a murder. And also these two kind of deaths are related to the untimely death. These two kinds of things are related to the untimely death. In the untimely death, when death comes to the immortal soul, we are saying it is a suicide, because immortal soul is spread whole body. If somebody kills, he is killing the immortal soul. That's why it was treated as a humongous murder, humongous sin, we can say. When this self, that is soul, immortal soul inside the body, it makes inconvenient to a mortal soul living inside the body. In that situation, the mortal soul is going out first, then that is followed by immortal soul. It is called the murder actually. So when somebody kills another person, he is killing the immortal soul first. That immortal soul will leave the body first, then that is followed by mortal soul. Then in that case it is called the suicide. So here, if a body is a reason for another body to be killed, then what is it becoming is suicide. So that is the bigger sin, because the person who is killing, he is actually killing the divinity inside the body, because immortal soul is called the God inside the body. So he is the one who is driving the mortal soul. So when somebody kills that, it's exactly killing the divine inside the body, because he is stopping the conscious power inside the body. Some people may ask one question, that all the creatures are driven by the immortal soul itself. When a person, he is also he is with the immortal soul. So that person, when he kills another person, their immortal soul is killing another immortal soul. Then how come the mortal soul is getting the uh, big sin? So in order to know that answer, actually there is no relation to the mortal soul inside the body. However, all the bodies are driven by the immortal souls. What is happening here is there is ego inside the body. That ego tells the mortal soul that you did this deed. When the mortal soul accepts that, then immediately he is getting karma out of that. That is how, it, due to that, so we are deciding who did this task. So even the mortal soul did not perform the task since he could not able to do, but immortal soul did that. But immortal soul doesn't say to the mortal soul that I did it. But mortal soul will listen to the ego, whatever the ego tells him. He deviated there itself, and he is taking it on him, and he is the one, is treated as the one who did this task. Actually, the doer is immortal soul, but here, due to ignorance of the mortal soul, who is the doer? Doer is the mortal soul. So that's what mortal soul is getting the karma out of that task. So our even elderly people also told that killing another person is a killing atma or immortal soul. That is a bigger sin. mm, The mortal soul is getting. And also, the immortal soul is one, but uh, it is spread in every creature's body as an aspect. It does not experience any karma. Its duty is to drive the mortal soul according to the mortal soul's accumulated karma. So, when mortal soul got karma, according to that karma, immortal soul will drive him. The mortal soul will get experiences like happiness and sorrow. So, when you kill a when you kill an immortal soul in one of the bodies, there is no total destruction everywhere. It's only to a particular body itself. So, immortal soul cannot be destroyed at all because of that. It may vanish from one body. It doesn't mean that there is a destruction to the immortal soul. In a similar way, when we talk with respect to the body, in the body there is a mortal soul and immortal soul both. When there is a destruction to the body will vanish, perish. But the mortal soul inside the body is not perished. He is not destructed there itself. He is transforming into the another new body. In that case, mortal soul is not getting any death. He is not destroyed at all. That is with respect to body. When he is going to be destroyed, he is going to be destroyed when all his karma is gone totally. Then he gets liberated. He will become the absolute soul. Then he doesn't require to take birth again. So that's how, according to the context, we need to talk. So that way we need to understand. So whenever we know these details about mortal soul, immortal soul, what is their duty, what they do inside the body, then it can be called as we visualized the immortal soul. We can say that we visited that immortal soul. So when we visualize the immortal soul, we can say that the immortal souls, the immortal soul is in the same way in every creature's body. So, but one thing we need to understand here is the absolute soul, that is the third soul in the order, it is beyond our senses of perceptions. Nobody cannot know until he is liberated. When he liberates, he doesn't need to take birth again. He has no bondages at all. He will directly merge with immortal absolute soul. Then he becomes absolute soul. He never borns again. That is called liberation, merging with the God. So there can be a person on the earth who knows the immortal soul, but nobody cannot be on the earth who knew Paramatma. So, because he is beyond the senses of perception, nobody cannot know him. Only when he gets liberated, then he will know the Paramatma, because he merges with him, he merges with Absolute Soul. So, do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can put a comment in, or you can ask me. Okay, let's move on to 20th Shlokam. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन्नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यशाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. So this slokam talks about the Paramatma, how he is like. The Paramatma, the absolute soul, it never takes birth, it never vanishes. We cannot, we are unable to say it exists, it, it was existing, and in future it won't exist. We cannot say that. And he will be there forever. And he is very, very, very ancient. Even though body is killed, he cannot be killed. That's what the Paramatma, the absolute soul. So this verse, this slokam talks about the speciality of absolute soul over here. By knowing this, we will have a good understanding about three types of souls: mortal soul, immortal soul, and absolute soul. So this absolute soul won't get any death like mortal soul and immortal soul. Mortal soul and immortal soul both will leave the body and they will transform into the new body. But for absolute soul, it is no way required at all, since he is spread inside the body, outside the body, he is spread everywhere, he is spread in every atom, electron, proton, whatever the tiny tiny particle you take, so he is spread inside. Even he is spread inside the space too. So he never, he is not going to be killed at all. He will exist forever. He doesn't have birth and death. He is spread outside and inside the body. So even the body is killed. Even the body is killed. the absolute soul, he is spread everywhere. He is not going to be killed. So his status is always same. So that is how we need to know about the absolute soul. So absolute soul is forever. He has no destruction at all. So let us know about the 21st Slokam. Veda avinashinam nityam yayena majamavyayam katam sa purushah partha kham ghatayati hantikam. This slokam is also talks about Paramatma. Paramatma is forever. He has no destruction at all. Whoever knows such kind of Paramatma, how he can harm him and how he can think that he can harm him. He can harm. No way at all. The Paramatma, the absolute soul, he is not like immortal soul, he is not like mortal soul. He is never going to be destroyed. He is spread whole universe everywhere, beyond the universe too. Whoever knows this truth, he cannot think that he can harm Paramatma. He can do some bad to Paramatma. He can't think that like that. He doesn't have any such kind of things. He has no birth and death. He has no happiness or sorrows. He never attains those happiness or sorrows. He never attains births and deaths. He never attains any difficulties, any obstacles. How come somebody can do some harm to him, since he cannot be known through this world itself? He is beyond the senses of perception. In that case, how somebody can touch him? It's impossible. The absolute soul, how he is, the absolute soul has created this whole universe. He is the creator of the whole universe. This world contains five elements. This creation is with five elements: sky, air, fire, water, earth. So, and also he created emotions, and he made a relationship with the intellect with that. Then he made the relationship with decider, chittam, and the chittam is related to the mind. And mind, what it is doing, it is a mediator which carries the information from senses of perception to the intellect, and it takes the orders from the chittam or decider, and it gives orders to the actionable organs to perform the action. And also he gave special one speciality to the mind, that it can memorize the things. It will randomly pick up the memorized items and it will provide to the intellect. Intellect will take that and it will do thinking over that. When it is thinking on the matters, then the decider will take one of them and decides. When the decision happens, then mind will take that decision and the mind orders the actionable organs to do the action. So, whenever the matters are coming inside the body, according to that matter, when the intellect is thinking over that or analyzing over that, then the chittam is deciding one of the matters, and it is passing to the mind. Mind is making the actionable organs to do work. So, whatever the action we are seeing outside, that is coming from inside our body itself. So, like that, such a great mechanism is developed by the Paramatma, absolute soul. But when the actions, all of them are going on, the mortal soul, he is thinking that he is the doer, but he is not actually doer. We know that. Who is the doer? Doer is immortal soul only. But mortal soul is thinking that he is the doer. Then he is attaining karma from that action. Based on that action, if that action is good, then he is getting merit, that is punyam. If it is bad, he is getting sin. So like that, he is always earning sins, always good sin, bad sin is always uh, not good sin, merits and sins. Why? Because the people who became blunt, ignorant, they are not able to know the mechanism, whatever is made by the Paramatma. So they are always earning the karma, and they are always thinking about this world only. They are not even thinking about the God at all. And God made them to keep keeping busy. He kept the people in busy always with the worldly related tasks, because if they don't have interest on the God, they are not going to learn the wisdom. Since they have interest on the world, he made them to uh, be busy in the worldly related matters. And also he provided another facility of knowing the wisdom when he gets the interest on the God also. So that's what the very very great intelligent system is developed by Paramatma, and that system is running all the time 24 by 7, no stoppage at all. And he designed the system in such a way the system may destroy after some time. When it is destroyed, again he is rebuilding that. He got that capacity. So he is the one who created this universe. This universe may get destroyed. Again he will recreate this world back. World back again. And also, what he did when people forgot about the wisdom, and if nobody is knowing the wisdom what he taught, then he is taking the human form and he is coming among the people, and he is telling that he is the one who created this universe, but people are not listening at all. People don't trust him. He made the people not to trust him also. That kind of great intelligent system, the absolute soul created it. He created whole all the creatures in the universe, and many lot more planets, moon, sun, stars, galaxies. He made in such a way that they they run with his power itself in that. So such a great Paramatma, the absolute soul, whoever knows about greatness of him, how come a person kill Paramatma? How come a person can think that he can harm Paramatma or absolute soul? It is impossible. Okay. Even though the body is killed, he is not going to be killed. He will be there for ever itself. So until here, Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, conveyed us about three souls: mortal soul, immortal soul, and absolute soul. And he clearly explained the differences among three souls. And now let us learn another thing, how the mortal soul is transforming into another body, that he explained in the 22nd Slokam. Let's know about this important Slokam. Vasamsi jīnāni yatha vihaya navani gruknati naro aparani tatha sharirani vihaya जीर्णान्यन्यानि samyati navani dehi. Here, mortal soul and immortal soul both are embodied inside a living body. So, if there is no living body, there is no mortal soul or immortal soul. But here in this slokam, this embodied soul, mortal soul is embodied soul. We are going to learn about it, how it is getting transformed into another body. What Lord Krishna is saying in this slokam is, a human being, when his cloth tears out or ages out, he removes his cloth from his body and he is wearing another new body. In the same way, the body which cannot sustain, which is going to be destroyed, when there is an inconvenience to mortal soul and immortal soul to survive inside the body, then the mortal soul will leave that body and will take the new body. That is what, there is a transformation from one body to the another body. But here this slokam, the meaning of the slokam, the notion of the Lord Krishna, whatever he told, it's not grasped by the people 100%, we can say, because unknowingly the people who gave interpretation, they deviated completely from the true notion of the God. So God explained this one as the best example of the old cloth and the new cloth, and the old body and the new body. The comparisons he mentioned over here in this slokam, but they got mistaken totally. So by not knowing the new body what it is, they killed the notion of the slokam itself here, because they don't have rationality, they don't have explanation, they don't have proper sight on that. Because of that, they said yes, yes, when in Gita, in new body, when Gita said its new body, those people said yes, yes. And also they said yes, yes for the writings in some of the books, when they told that in the 6th month itself the mortal soul is entering into the body, in incomplete body. So that way we can say that nobody could understand the proper meaning of that. Here, see, the old house and the new house. When we want to buy a new house or build a new house, we will build the house completely in such a way that we fix water facility, uh, so cooking facility, we fix the doors, windows, and we will have the ceiling to that, we will have the proper walls, paints, everything, and we will do housewarming, then we start living in the new house. If house is not built, if it is half built, how can we go there and survive? In the same way, inside the mother's womb, if it is sixth month, the body is not completely formed at all. How can a mortal soul and immortal soul inside the body survive with incomplete body? So to make it complete body, it will take 9 months. In 9 months, all the parts and organs, everything will be made up for that fetus inside the mother's womb. Once they are made completely, then the immortal soul inside the mother's womb won't keep that body a minute itself. It will throw it out from the mother's womb. Then the person whose body, the mortal soul, whose body was became old, and there the death comes to that old body, the mortal soul and immortal soul both will leave that body and then will enter into the newly born baby's body, and there the mortal soul will start his new journey, new life of journey from there. So that's what it happens. So the mortal soul and immortal soul are called pair souls. Wherever mortal soul is there, immortal soul will present. Wherever immortal soul is there, mortal soul will present. The duty of immortal soul is to be with the mortal soul and to drive the mortal soul inside the living body itself. So, when mortal soul enters the new body, along with that immortal soul is also there, it's also going to enter. So, in order to know complete information, full details, how that process is happening, everything we need to know it scientifically. So, Swami explained it very in detail. We need to know about that so that we can understand the true notion of Lord Krishna. So let us stop here. We'll continue the session on the next week. So let us end this session here. Let's do Mangala Pradhana. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhurupaya Mangalam. Prabodharpanam to everybody.